Đại thằng đó, trên cái giá trắng trắng to.
And strong supporter to the community for many years. He works hand in hand with us to bring back to the family values and sense of pride back to community. Ladies and gentlemen,
So, I'm going to read Senator Ron Wyden biography. Senator Wyden is a Democrat. He was born in Wichita, Kansas on May 3rd of 1949. He graduated from Stanford University, obtained AB in political science in 1972. He obtained JD from the University of Oregon School of Law in 1974. He and his wife, Lori, he was a co-director of Oregon Gray Panthers from 1974 to 1980. He was a director of Oregon Legal Services for the elderly from 1977 to 1979. He was a public member of Oregon Board of Examiners of Nursing Home Administrators from 1978 to 1979. He was elected to Congress in 1980 and got re-elected in 1982, 1984, 1986, 1988, 1990, 1992, and 1994. Then, he won a special election against Gordon Smith for Phil Bob Packwood seat as the Senate U.S. Also, he is a member of Commerce, Environmental and Public Works, Budget and Aging Committees. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Senator Ron Wyden.
Well, thank you so very much for that kind introduction. Can everyone hear back there?
Yes.
Okay. I was asked to give a short speech, perhaps an hour and a half or 2 hours. I see everyone in the back panicking. But let me first thank our hosts for this gracious opportunity. We have been having ice cream socials all through our campaign. And Courtney, let me say, I have never seen such a marvelous party in our campaign. And let me just thank all of you so much for attending today. What I thought we might do for just a few moments is talk about some of the important domestic and international issues, and then we'll just throw it open to questions. And first, as was stated in the very kind introduction, I have long felt a special bond with the Cambodian community. I think as I look about the room and I think of the many instances where we've worked together, this is a community that exemplifies what's best in our country. A sense of commitment to family, to hard work, to playing by the rules, and most importantly, to saying that everybody counts. Everybody counts, and we're not going to leave anybody behind. And I will tell you that what I have tried to do in government, starting with my work with senior citizens, mention was made of my involvement with older people, now focusing on education and healthcare and creating employment opportunities, is I want to be able to say, at the end of our little time on the planet, that our country is a little bit stronger, a little bit freer, and most specifically, more open to opportunity for all Americans than when we came to the community. And because of the work that you're doing, that's going to be possible. I tried to back it up in the United States Senate on those committees. Mention was made of commerce and environment and aging. And in addition to those domestic issues, I have been very involved in international affairs. And as many of you know, this is an extremely fragile time in Cambodia. The election that was held on July 26th demonstrated enormous interest in ensuring that there would be democracy in Cambodia. But we all must remain very concerned about the reported atmosphere of violence and intimidation that preceded and followed the election. And so I and others in the United States Senate, in conjunction with the Clinton administration and with the UN, have pushed hard to monitor the post-election climate to ensure that citizens in Cambodia would not face repression and violation of their rights. But it's very important to keep open the UN Secretary General's Special Representative in Cambodia. And the current mandate expires next month. So I and others have urged the Clinton administration to keep that office open and to continue to show our support for a strong democratic government in Cambodia, for efforts that will ensure that repression and intimidation are unacceptable, and it is clearly understood that those practices cannot be tolerated. So we have much to do together here at home to make sure that there's educational opportunity, better health care. Today the papers reported that 16% of our citizens have no health insurance. A matter of special concern of mine, because I've always felt that if you don't have your health care, it's pretty hard to be involved even in your community. So we have much to do here at home in areas like education and health. Much to do overseas as we look both to great changes around the world in Cambodia, fighting terrorism, a great new threat today. And I am so pleased to have a chance to be with all of you. Courtney and I will talk a little about the campaign in the course of the afternoon, but thank you so much on a beautiful, gorgeous day for the chance to spend a little time with a lot of very beautiful people. Thank you. Let's go right to your questions. In fact, I think I'll take them from over here. And would like to start us off, and I was told that this wouldn't be a bashful group, so don't go all shy and retire on us. That's fun. This will be sort of like Oprah Winfrey. Who'd like to start us off and get us going?
Well,
Yeah.
Sort of mentioned there are other people that are involved in this besides you in spearheading the handling the issues in Cambodia. Can you name some of those?
Well, I think that the Senate leadership has been very supportive on both sides of the aisle. Let me say a word about my colleague, Senator Gordon Smith. I think he has been very supportive. I don't know if you all have met with him recently, but my understanding is that he is very anxious to assist in sharing my views on this. So I think that your good work is really paying off, and that elected officials are realizing that with our growing Cambodian community and your involvement in so many areas of community service and employment, that this is a community that elected officials must reckon with and ensure that they listen to. You're being so bashful, man.
Good afternoon, Senator. Yes, reason I'm here this morning as I mentioned, I'm still in Cambodia also about that, and
We'll try to repeat the questions as well for people who may not have heard them. We'll try to repeat them.
It would be nice if you repeat in Cambodia.
Repeat in Cambodia. Who stationed him in front?
the question is, we have to use refugee came over here and they have some little problem. especially in terms of education. And you've been done a lot of good job for the, not just in Oregon, and all over. And education, what I see right now, that a lot of young Cambodians that came over here, they have some real problem concerning about English, you know. And lately in California, I forget the major number, they be cut down on the, you know, on the bilingual education. It's still very hard for some people also, what I see. But another thing too about discipline in the classroom also. I've been talking with our elderly Cambodian and some Cambodian diseases, just if the United States can go to uniform. Yeah, I know people can go in for school, in the school. If you can push that, I think that we will help a lot.
You think that would help?
Yes.
There are 2 points. Let me try to touch on both of them and then take what the questions. First, dealt with this matter of essentially English as the official language or hostility to bilingual education. You know, what is unfortunate about this discussion, what has been unfortunate, is that it pits people against each other. We know, and our refugees, Cambodians and others know, that to be successful in the United States, you have to know English. That's not a question. You have a job, to read a pill bottle for your youngster. But what is wrong with English Plus? You could learn English, you could have a chance to also have a supplemental language, Cambodian, other kinds of languages. It doesn't need to pit refugees against non-refugees. It can be done in a consensus sort of way. So I think what was done in California is very unfortunate. I would be very opposed to that kind of approach. And I'm in favor of what I call English Plus. So that it's understood that we do have to know English to be successful here, but it's also to be encouraged to keep a familiarity with a native language or another language, and I think that ought to be encouraged. With respect to school uniforms, I think that it has proven to be successful in a number of areas. The federal government is not going to require this, but I think certainly if an individual school board chooses to do so, I think it is very constructive, and I think it has shown some evidence to help with school discipline and a sense of pride and individual worth that comes about, and I think that's fine.
Thank you.
Other questions? How about there in the back of the room in the peanut gallery? Yes.
It's fun to see in person, sir.
Thank you.
I've been from Alabama, and I've quite never had to meet you in person.
Great to meet you.
With regards to the education, I'm unfortunate enough to be educated in private institutions, both in high school and college, and I do feel that they provide better education than the public, and I've also been educated in a public institution. And I was fortunate enough to receive full scholarships after all 4 years of high school. You know, it would be wonderful if we all send our children to private institutions instead of the wealthy having that option. But, you know, it costs a lot more. And it's difficult for the average American family to be able to provide private education for their children. So, is there a chance that maybe we could help fund or help provide families to provide their kids with the quality of education that private institutions give?
Are you talking about K through 12 or college or both?
K through 12, college is an option.
Let me kind of take them both. First, with respect to college, in the last 2 years, the Congress has passed the biggest expansion of assistance for college since after World War II. What are called the Hope Scholarships that are available to students with B grades, tax deductions, credits, a variety of things. For those of you that would like to have a specific list, we've listed them all on our website. But I think we've really made some headway with respect to college and getting some help for working families with respect to college education. Now, with respect to K through 12, we face the question of what is really the best way to enhance accountability in the schools and to get our students in a position where they will have learned what they need for good jobs and to be good members of the community. Now, Norma Paulus and I have introduced a piece of federal legislation that we think will move us quite a bit down the road. What we have proposed is that if the federal government will reduce some of the foolish federal regulations on Oregon schools, our schools would agree to beef up student achievement levels. In other words, they would sign performance contracts that they would stay at it until those student achievement levels go up in return for some relief from federal red tape. And I think that that kind of thing produces the accountability and the improved student performance that you're talking about. The reason that families are looking at private schools is because they're not happy with the public schools where our tax dollars go for all students. And I think the plan that Mrs. Paulus and I have developed goes a long way to getting the accountability and the focus on student performance that is behind your question.